Hello and warm welcome to the 8th edition of Tin Media's virtual talk show series. A very good evening to all of you. Very excited to see you online. Really appreciate you guys are taking your time out to join us on the show. Thank you so much. We have still people joining us. All right, so we have more people joining in. A very warm welcome to each and everyone who has joined. So we've been talking about reset, restart, and recover tourism in our past episodes with the various leaders from the tourism industry. As we all know that the industry is slowly started recovering, and we can see theme parks have opened up and the MICE activities have been, got a green light now, and the domestic flights also start operating in some part of the country. Even hotels are also started operating as well. So domestic tourism is slowly picking up in many parts of the country. And today we have a very interesting topic, and we will be discussing about digital transformation in B2B and B2C travel markets. And we are extremely happy to have these two experts from the industry, both from B2B and B2C domain. I'm sure they have a lot of interesting insights and information to share with all of us here. Before that, ladies and gentlemen, those who are new to Tin Media, we are Malaysia's homegrown travel trade digital media. We focus on hospitality and tourism. We believe that it's very important to bring the industry under a common digital platform to share knowledge, ideas, and give the businesses the digital exposure so that it's easy for them to adopt and be innovative in today's time. My name is Presanth Chandra. Some call me PC, and I'll be your host. And I'm very excited to be hosting this session today. So Tin Media has come up with a series of virtual live talk shows in the previous weeks with the intention of educating and helping the tourism industry players about the importance of digitalization in your business, whether it is for products or destinations or service providers, by having industry leaders from various sectors to share their experience and advices in front of a live audience like you. So we would like to especially thank you for encouraging us to discuss on such relevant topics. Whatever topics we choose to discuss is pretty much from the feedback we receive from all of you from our past sessions. And those who are watching this show regularly knows that we do it a bit differently. We not just me or the guest we talk. We also need the viewers to talk to us. Share your thoughts, views, suggestions at the comment section below so that we all can learn and share knowledge from each other. Please feel free to tell us your opinion about today's subject and do write on the comment section, please. Before that, ladies and gentlemen, I have a special request to all of you to share this live feed on your Facebook wall, your Twitter, on LinkedIn, on your WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, so that more of your friends also can join this show. And keep your questions coming. If you don't get your answers during the show, we will definitely follow it up afterwards. So without any further delay, let me introduce you to our guest tonight. Let me give you a brief introduction about them, and then we will move on to the discussion. So we have the first guest we have is Mr. Santiago De La Torre. Santiago is a Spanish national that has been working in the travel industry for past 10 years. First, he started in hospitality, and later he moved to travel distribution. Since he has lived, in 5 different countries, and the past 2 years, he called KL his home, working for HOTELBEDS. The second guest we have is Ms. Mahsuri Ahmad Kamal. Since 2005, she's been an active player in Malaysian tourism industry. At first, she was attached to a medical tourism company, and then currently she is the Vice President, Sales and Marketing for Kidzania, Kuala Lumpur. And she was selected twice as one of the judges for Malaysian Tourism Awards. And also in international arena, she was a PATA board member and vice chairman for PATA Hospitality Committee in 2017 and 2019. All right. So for those who are just logged in, guys, warm welcome. And please share this live feed on your Facebook wall and WhatsApp group so that more people can join us. So let us get into the discussion now. All right. So Santiago, I would like to start with you.
Yeah.
How much has the world has changed for you personally post-COVID?
Okay, so first of all, thank you very much for having me here today. It's a real pleasure to share the arena here with Juan Mahsuri and you. It's a real experience, and for me personally, well, it's really had a very, very strong impact for me, because before the COVID, before the MCO, I was single, and now I am married. So that's a very big difference. But in other ways, I like everybody here is starting to learn how to deal with working from home. Before we were in an office environment, I really personally really enjoy being with other people, sharing ideas, and I really get inspired by each other. I do miss that being in the office. And I also, from my job, I also miss traveling, going to trade shows around the world, meet people, have that personal connection and contact. That now everything is so digital, but it's good. It's an alternative, but you cannot really compare to everything you can get out of a face-to-face meeting.
Right. Rightly said. Yes, we all miss that personal touch. Yes. So coming to Juan, how much of the world, according to you, has changed post-COVID for you?
Okay, first and foremost, thank you, PC, for inviting me. It's great to be here. And hello, Santiago. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. So, Assalamualaikum and good evening to everyone who's watching the show. And a special shout out to my family, my friends, my colleague, my team, and thank you so much for your support. So, coming back to your question. So, the COVID-19, it was so rapid and it was a shock to everyone. And everything happened was so sudden. There was so much fear. And I can see the lockdown left a lot of people confused and disorientated, and that was including me. So, but it was also a wake-up call to me and to everyone, because I think for the longest time, we have been taking things for granted. And we're living in a fast-paced world. We were so consumed with our job, with our business. And suddenly the lockdown forces us to slow down to a halt, and we are given the time to sit down. So kind of like for people who are, even for me, like I work 12 hours a day, so suddenly I'm at home. And so the first response was like, okay, what am I going to do? So I need to, maybe I need to rethink and strategize. So let's take this opportunity to learn as much as I can, to improve so that we can come back stronger than ever. So I think as a lot of people, I also enrolled on so many online classes and webinars that I could manage and try to get as much knowledge as I could. But as the MCO extended, we also learned that things are not the same as it was before. So we have to adapt and embrace change. And otherwise, we won't be able to survive in the new normal. So it also gave me the opportunity to reflect on things that I have or haven't done, things that really matters that never really got to the top of the to-do list. Because we're just so busy, right? So and the thing that come to my mind was that of all these years in the industry, what benefits have I given to others? What values have I added to people's life? And if I haven't, what am I going to do about it? So it definitely made me appreciate things and be more grateful to the blessings that Allah has given me.
All right, thank you for that sharing. And for those who are watching, can you guys please type it down? Where are you watching from? Which country? Which city are you from? Please, so that we should, we should know that which part of the world you're watching us from. All right, so Santiago, I would like to ask you, a bit about your personal journey towards being a regional destination marketing manager for HOTELBEDS.
Yeah, well, it all started 5 years ago when I started working under Turico Holidays. So Turico Holidays is one of the three companies that were acquired together. So Turico Holidays, GTA, and HOTELBEDS. They were the three biggest competitors on the B2B travel market. And they were acquired by two investment companies. So one is Simber and the one is the Canadian Pension Fund. So I was working for Turico Holidays. That was back in 2015 as a contract manager. So dealing with the negotiation with the hotels, managing the relationship. And thanks to the support of the company, I was able to be in 5 different offices. First in Orlando, then I moved to Berlin, from Berlin to Beijing, and then to Kuala Lumpur now, where I am based. So that really gave me the international exposure and knowledge of the international markets to enable me to get to this role where I am now, where I am engaging the tourism boards in Asia Pacific to promote their destinations on the B2B travel market, to increase the amount of people and to increase the economical impact that it's having on the destination, as well as, most important, to educate and incentivize the travel agents. That's very important for any destination.
All right. Thank you so much for that sharing. All right. So we have a very mix of audience right here. We have people from Philippines, from Myanmar, we are from India, and a right mix, I would say. All right. So so can I ask you, like, tell us something about your personal journey in tourism industry? I'm sure everyone.
All right. So my journey has been 25 years in the industry, right? So it started as a very young, very junior customer service assistant, with Royal Selangor Pewter. So in case, for those who don't know, Royal Selangor Pewter is a renowned brand for pewter design and manufacturing. So as a customer service assistant, every day we receive buses and buses of tourists, and each of us have to take turns to do factory tours and product presentation. So at the age of 20 years old, that's where I learned to practice to stand in front of foreigners, Japanese, Chinese, from UK. So stand and talk in front of a crowd. So it was a totally new experience because I was just fresh out of STPM high school. And I am forever grateful and indebted to all the senior staff who have taught me and guided me in that process. So from there, I moved on and joined a company called Gorgeous Getaways as a sales and booking manager. It was the first medical tourism company in Kuala Lumpur. So it was at a very early stage of medical tourism or health tourism. And even the Malaysian Health Travel Council was not even set up then. Yeah, so it was a small company and I was the 4th person in the company. And we're focusing on surgery holidays and personalized end-to-end experience during their stay. So within 3 years of the company, we were able to grow from merely 3 clients per month to about 40 clients per month. So I really enjoyed that job. I had a great boss and I loved being in the industry. But unfortunately, my life took a turn. I then lost my son to cancer in 2008 and I could not bear working in the hospital environment. So I decided to leave the travel industry and went to telecommunication industry for 5 years. So, and then 5 years later, I was offered the job to join Team Attractions and Resort as the pre-opening team for Sanrio Hello Kitty Town and Thomastown. So I'm sure there are a lot of Hello Kitty fans out there. So I was there for about 2.5 years and then to the HQ doing international promotions. And now I'm in Kidzania, Kuala Lumpur. So I love my job so much and very grateful because it has given me the opportunity to meet and get to know so many people in the industry, to get inspired by renowned icons and mentors and meet so many friends along the way, colleagues, Motex, Tourism Malaysia, industry player, and just so many great people, including yourself, PC, and Santiago.
Likewise.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's very inspirational, actually. The journey is very long and very inspirational. I'm very sorry for your loss.
It's okay.
All about, All right. So, Santiago, all right. For those who are just joined, very warm welcome. Hi, Vimla. Hi, Enrazi. Hi, Nadia. Hi, Nurzam. All of you, warm welcome. And we have more people joining in. Please type it down which country or city you are at the moment so that we know that, we can connect better. All right. So, Santiago, we are talking about reset, restart, and recover tourism. That's a series we have been running since a couple of weeks. So So as a B2B online distributor or a bed bank, what do you see forward?
For the B2B market, or really the travel industry in general, what I foresee is that there's going to be a higher consolidation, especially in the B2B market, since it's very, very fragmented. I expect there's going to be a higher consolidation of the companies, and those that have the stronger financial support will survive. So that will make them stronger for the future and have a higher or a deeper footprint in the markets they're working in. I also foresee that there's going to be a strong comeback of the travel agencies, especially for long-haul international travel. We can see that at the moment the traveler is having very high levels of uncertainty, and the confidence has dropped worldwide. So when they start traveling again, especially if it's long-haul, they will require the assistance of experts that will be able to guide them, to provide that confidence, extra confidence, security, that in the event that anything goes wrong, that there will be somebody that they can turn on to, that they will be able to fix whatever problem they have, instead of having to call to 5 different call centers, waiting for hours, writing emails and not getting anything done, to have one point of contact that will be able to sort everything that they need. I'm sure that a lot of us have experienced it during this period. If they had any trips planned, the hassle it is to deal with cancellations and relocations, and so that is the added of a travel agency. Another thing is that I see that the travel industry is going to be moving a lot more towards personalized experience, and that's something that it's hard to find on an online travel agency, for example. Something tailor-made with experiences, with activities, something that is fitting just you. So that's where the travel counselor comes in. They get to know you and they can better advise you, and they can book all this experience, all this package for you, especially if we're talking about luxury market. So the luxury market is one that goes very, very high levels of detail and personalization in the trip, and they cannot do it on a standard online travel agency. They need the help and the guidance of a travel agent. So that's going to increase and grow.
Right. Well said. I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's all about personalization, the industry moving towards that. Right. So let me move on to Juan. So Juan, as a senior marketer, who focus on consumer market. So what do you see forward?
Okay, so I think that the consumer desire for traveling will remain strong despite the COVID-19, and also the fact that we are embracing the fact that we will have to live with the virus for now until we find the vaccine. The fact the virus are not going away, we just have to live with it. But customers will be more cautious on health and safety procedures. They'll be checking SOPs of venues and accommodation. They'll be giving more attention to details on their safety when they arrive. And I also see the rise of sustainable and responsible green tourism. During the global lockdown, consumers, I mean, like everyone, we saw how the effect of the virus could stop the world. And we also saw how, without our interaction, the earth actually healed on its own, right? So I think that consumers will be more appreciative and caring towards the environment, and will prefer places that respects the earth and practice sustainable green tourism, just to prove that they are not just saying it, but they are like really walking the talk. So, and I agree there will be an increase of online search of destination. They'll be checking shared information of other travelers' experiences and review. And there'll be more online bookings through OTA or marketplace portals, as customer would prefer a one-stop destination to compare and select packages. The consumer behavior nowadays, they are no longer keen to check websites like hotel website one by one, because they're so busy doing other things. So they kind of like what Santiago said, go to a one-stop center where they can compare and check. Yeah. And I would think we will get more FIT bookings, and group bookings will be a thing of the past because of the social distancing and the limitations in a bus or anything like that. So you have to limit that. So we would get more FIT, and also more reduce in international travel, but domestic will increase.
Right. Absolutely right. Okay, so let me move to Santiago. Santiago, what how was the B2B space pre-COVID and post-COVID? What are the difference you can see in the industry?
Yeah, so pretty much linking it with the previous questions, the travel industry has enjoyed very, very high levels of growth year over year in the past years, with an ever-increasing number of new players. A very easy example is to see how many hotel developments there are in KL, or there were in KL. There was an ever constant new developments of hotels in KL, JB, Malacca, and that shows how healthy it was. But as I mentioned, there's a big push now for market consolidation. Prior to the global pandemic, and both in the B2B and the B2C distribution, as you can see with the three companies, Turico, Holiday GT, and HOTELBEDS on the B2B, and with Expedia Group and Booking Holdings acquiring ever more companies on the B2C environment. So I believe that this is going to accelerate in the future to help make stronger and healthier companies, reduce the costs, and create those synergies that will ultimately benefit the travel industry. Also, we see that the industry as a whole is adapting to new requirements, such as the health and safety compliance and accreditations, to regain that confidence and trust from the traveler. And one of those is, for example, now in HOTELBEDS, we have launched an initiative called Safe to Stay, where our clients can check what are the health and safety details and procedures of each establishment so they can book with confidence. So that is something that all the travel industry is moving towards to now.
Right. I think, yes, everyone is looking towards safety and security first. Previously, everything was about rates. So I think
still will be, because now people, the world is going to a global recession, so people will still be looking at price, but with the added health and safety.
Right, rightly said. Okay, so let me ask one, like B2C space, pre-COVID and post-COVID, what kind of differences, you must have seen on the consumer behavior or anything like that? So would like to share on that a little bit?
Okay. All right. So looking back before the MCO started, right, back in December 2019, January 2020, up to February and early March, right? So that was around the peak period of traveling. So we see a lot of group travel packages. And in January and towards early March, a lot of people are still not aware of the COVID-19 danger, even with the government issuing travel warnings. We see a lot of people bravely travel out to high-risk countries like China, Korea, Japan, despite being criticized by others and also netizens. And then at the beginning of MCO, we start seeing the severity of the COVID-19 pandemic and how it had a notable effect on people's intention to travel. So, and we see that immediately the appetite to travel declined, and many said that they will not be traveling in the first 6 months of MCO, and some even say that they will travel less within the next 12 to 18 months until there is a vaccine. Yeah, but surprisingly, now that we are in the recovery MCO and things are starting to improve, there are the new cases are lesser every day, and I think I must say a shout out and well done to everyone that we only had one new case yesterday. So that was like good job to Malaysians, to people in Malaysia.
Right.
But in recovery MCO, we see the eagerness of people to get out of their homes. Yeah, they have been locked in for the last 3 months, and now they are itching to travel. Yeah, so it's funny. So it seems that everyone needs a break from the 3 months break that they had. So they need a further break. So, and we will definitely see an increase of booking. Just a few days ago, I attended an event. The director of domestic for Tourism Malaysia shared with us a survey on domestic travel. That he shared that 22.6% willing to travel within 2 weeks of at the end of the recovery MCO. 22.8% willing to travel within 2 to 6 months, but about 30.7% are only willing to travel 6 months to 12 months later. And this is also supported by international surveys that people who intend to travel, they earlier don't want to travel, but now they intend to travel more, the same or more in the next 12 months in comparison to what they did last year.
Right, right. Thank you for that sharing. And for those who are just joined, please, write down your questions for Juan or Santiago. You can write down, and we will take it up later. All right. So, can I ask Santiago, which are your biggest B2B markets, and then how do you see Malaysia as a B2B travel market?
Well, as a global company now, the merger of the three, we really are a global company with coverage worldwide. But yes, if we're looking at top 5, for example, it would be, of course, included UK, US, China, Germany, and Spain. So these 5 markets would be the main source in number of passengers outbound into other destinations. And as for Malaysia, I believe there's still a very big potential both in inbound and outbound capacity for Malaysia, for the reason that Malaysia still has probably one of the most competitive pricing in Southeast Asia for accommodation. Very, very high quality and low pricing. So also has a lot of flight connectivity with ASEAN countries and beyond, thanks to airlines like AirAsia. So this is making it very affordable for people around Malaysia to travel into Malaysia and for Malaysians to travel out overseas. So I do see a lot of potential still.
Right, right. So there's one question I would like to take here, that with digital transformation in B2C lead to a lesser job role for DMCs or travel agents. What do you say, Santiago? Do you want to?
Yes. Well, that would be
on
the previous topic that we were discussing, in that I do foresee that there's going to be a research of the importance of travel agents, but they need to maybe refocus how they were doing the business and offering that tailor-made, that specific high-end travel. Maybe instead of doing groups, they will need to do more FIT, and they will need to package these experiences and activities to really offer something unique that the traveler cannot find in other places, or it would be very time-consuming to do it. So if they come up with these offers adapted to the market that they're targeting, if it's domestic, then do 2-night getaways packaged with an experience in different destinations within Malaysia. If you're looking at overseas, then make it as a longer package. But yeah, making it something very attractive with good pricing and experiences. People now, if they're traveling, they want to experience something different than they're doing at home.
All right. Thank you so much for that sharing, and thank you, Wasil, for that question. All right. So let me ask one on Malaysian market. How potentially is this market for those who want to promote their domestic travel products?
Well, I think interestingly, those who say that they intend to travel more are more likely to be the younger ones. Yeah, and I would think that the family travel will boom, and mostly with young families with small children, because during the MCO they have been locked down in the house. It is very stressful for people who have kids. They would know how stressful it is to be in lockdown 24 hours at home. So they need to get out. They need to relax. So all the travel providers out there, the agents, maybe can provide packages with kids-friendly places, access to food, and experiential holidays. They're probably more on self-drive staycation with simple itinerary, because people want to go out and relax, again, because they've been at home, they've been locked, so they want to relax. So, and with the economic situation, there are salary cuts and unemployment. So all the providers, travel providers, need to provide affordable packages, because most of this will be probably coming from the M40 income category. So I will also look at single young adults, couple, and small group of friends traveling together. They would look into more adventure travels and outdoor activities, so like trekking or cycling tours, wellness and cultural exploration. Most importantly is having an Instagram-worthy places with lots of opportunities to take photos. That would be very important. And also because there's so much options out there, that people can get confused. That's where the travel agents can come in and plan the packages for them, plan the experience for them, and it will be a great relief for a lot of people because they don't have to pick and choose and think so much about where they want to do, what they're going to do in their holidays. And also, on the other hand, for the VIPs, luxury travelers, they may be less impacted by COVID-19. So there is potential market for luxury holidays, sailing, yacht, exclusive destination, exclusive VIP experience. So to target the T20 market as well. And also one that probably hasn't been looked upon as much as we should is medical tourism, because I from medical tourism background in the past. So medical tourism. So just well, a couple of days ago, so I saw this ranking by International Medical Travel Journal. So they ranked Malaysia surprisingly as #1 in 2019 with over 900,000 medical travelers. So because we have reliable and international standards healthcare providers, so things are improving. So we are now has surpassed Thailand in medical tourism. So there's definitely potential there because international travel only allow for medical purpose. Yeah, so on necessary base. So there's a potential there, but there's also potential for interstate medical traveler. For health screening, for fertility treatment, and other surgical treatments.
All right, that's a very informative sharing. Thank you so much, Juan. Yeah, I think medical tourism is booming in Malaysia. We had a session a couple of weeks ago, and we could see a lot of interest from various parts of the world. Hi, Belly. Hi, Mehdi. Hi, Rosie. We have Emily from Penang Hill. A big shout out to Penang Hill. Hi, Emily. We have Reggie from Philippines. Hi, guys. I think we are still people joining us. Thank you so much for all of you to, spend your time with us. Just write down your questions so that we can, we get to know more what you like to ask as and our guests. All right. So moving on to Santiago.
Yeah.
So do you plan any change in your strategies as a B2B travel distributor? Why B2B is a very potential space for any player to venture into this region?
So any change, the question will be no. No, there's no need to change in strategy, as we see that the importance of the travel agent will increase in the ecosystem, in the distribution, and if anything, we will come out reinforced out of this recovery period, as the need for this solid distribution partner will be paramount for the recovery of all the travel network, for both suppliers as well as clients. The B2B market is as for the second part of the question, why the B2B is very sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's if you talk about this region, as it's a very potential region as a Southeast Asia. So, can you give us a bit, your opinion about how potential is this space?
Yeah. So if there is any company that wants to start selling products in South Asia or Asia in general that they don't do already, it's very important that they connect with a distributor, whether it's us or one of our competitors, because this clients, these travel agents will not have the capacity to go and sign agreements with all the different products there are in the market, may it be hotels or activities. But we're already providing them to that in a very fast and easy way. So it's very easy for them to connect and start selling the products in Asia Pacific without having to go through all the huge investment and effort of having a contracting team going through all throughout Asia, contracting different hotels that probably they might not be able to get the same or the best rates and availability that we can get because of our volume. And for the current players that are in the market, I think it's important to still work with a B2B travel distributor, because maybe they've had to go, unfortunately, through a workforce reduction, or so it will be more important for them to be able to rely on these distributors that can provide them the products they need at a lower cost.
All right. Thanks for that sharing. I'm sure it's informative to many of us out there looking to venture into this market. So let me ask one. According to you, like what progress are you seeing in terms of market growth after lifting the MCO?
Well, we'll definitely see a rebound in tourism, starting with domestic and followed by regional travels. We will see kids will be the decision makers. So, like I said, kids-friendly places, theme parks as well will benefit on that. We will see technology growing rapidly. There will be more video conferencing, more webinars, more people relying on social media sharing and watching videos, other people videos of their experience to make decisions on their travels. I would think there will be more online promotional tools like product owners having virtual tours. Yeah. Of course, with this, a lot of technologies, a lot of tools going. So we must not forget that with technologies, people still need human interaction. People needs personalized service. Right? I think a lot of us experience having a chat with a chatbot, right? So I personally probably in 9 out of 10 experience with a chatbot. I hated it. So because I'll be asking something and they'll be answering a totally different thing. Yeah. So I would think even with technology growing so rapidly, so people are still relevant. Agents are still relevant. Yeah. So so don't give up. And we just have to grow with the market, grow with the needs of the people, with the new normal, in the world of the new normal.
All right, thank you so much. I'm so sorry to hear about that bad chatbot experience. I'm sure they must have a lot of bugs in there, but I should be fixing it pretty soon. No worries. Okay, can I ask Santiago? How much is that B2B space in Malaysia, or let's say this region, is online? And what is your advice for those offline players who are actually looking for directions at this point of time?
Well, that's a very good question. I believe that one way or another, most of the travel players are already connected through different systems. So online, whether it be ticketing for flights or searching for accommodation or activities, not very few of them are still doing the reservations via phone call. Sometimes maybe they do have a direct contract, but most of it is done through the ticketing, through Amadeus, Sabre, or with accommodation through one of the distributors. But I do see a lacking on how most travel agencies are selling themselves to the end consumer in a digital space. That is still very, very personal, face to face, instead of in a digital way. I would love to see more independent travel agents using the new social media tools like Instagram, for example, to promote their businesses, their packages, and gain that increased exposure and increased sales from new clients that they never even thought possible. There is a question here also from Atan Mais talking about the digital transformation for the MICE sector. That's a very tough question. I think that the key here would be when they start allowing again the groups of people to travel. If we're looking at mice, until that point, there's no really good answer. But and also if we're looking at on a digital space, the mice is always done from my experience with companies. So that is still not very much on a global level on digital like Instagram, or so that still requires that connection with the company.
Right. One, do you want to take up this question? I mean, do you want to?
Oh, yeah, from Atan Mais, right? Yeah, sure. So Atan would like to know on the digital transformation for the MICE sector. All right. So as we know, there are a lot of events that can be done online at the moment, right? I've seen like a lot of prestigious speakers like Tony Robbins has just completed a 7-day comeback challenge, yeah, last week. So he has like hundreds or thousands of people on engaging with him on Zoom. So which was great. But I still think that people want to travel, people want to meet other people, but there will just be a smaller volume of people compared to what it was before, right? 2 days ago, I had a chance to be in PWTC for the tourism post MCO seminar, and it was the first time that I was in a room with about 80 to 100 people. It was a big hall. The hall could fit like 300 people, but it was only 80 because they had to put the chairs 1 meters apart, right? So, you know, human needs that social interaction with one another. So despite having online, so there will still be a mix of a balance or a mix between digital or online events and actual physical events. But the physical events will probably be a bit later and a smaller volume. So, but it will come. It will come.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. We have a very interesting question here from Peggy Ang. Would you like to take up, Santiago, this question? She's asking that how are you handling the elders in the new norm? And they are the one who's with the money to spend. Very valid question.
Well,
Peggy, give me your money.
No, we're finding that the elders do have the money, but it's the new generations that are spending more in travel. So the millennials are the ones that are really traveling as a lifestyle, and they're spending more now that the baby boomers, we would say. But if we're looking at how are we handling the elders, the same way that we've been doing, because they've been booking already. So there's no real change on that. They might still require some more, not so much digital interaction. But yes, that's where the travel agent still has a strong foothold. So for us, we will still be engaging in the same way.
Right. Thank you for that sharing. Anything, Van, you want to add on this? Elders traveling?
I know. I think Santiago has done a lot of that. But I think elders are really great. So they have the money and they have all the time in their life to travel. So and they want a hassle-free travel. So yeah, that's when the personalized service will come into place, because they would not be the ones who will be looking on OTAs to find their holidays. They're not the ones who will be doing that, because they want to have an end-to-end experience, right? They want somebody to pick them up from the airport and bring them to where their places. So they pass the stage of exploring where the bus or the train will take them. I know, because I have I have elderly parents, so I know they want simplicity. So that's when the agents have to, but you need to educate them, because they could be quite stubborn because they don't want to follow the new normal. So, but we have to be persistent in educating them that they need to wear masks, they need to wash their hands, they shouldn't be touching things, just like we do with small kids, but we have to do that again with them, but with gentleness and patience.
Rightly said. I think travel operators have a more opportunity when it comes to handling elders, because definitely they need someone to advise them on the security and safety, of the places they are going to visit. So that I'm sure they will not believe what they see online. They might need a personal touch in terms of advices. All right. So let me ask. This question, like, there are a lot of sales and marketing professionals are watching this show today. So what are your advice for sales and marketing professionals in such a crisis situation?
Okay, all right. So I've read somewhere that in Chinese characters, the word crisis consists of it's a combination of the word danger and opportunity. So in any crisis, as John F. Kennedy said it, be aware of the danger, but also recognize the opportunity. So we need to be aware of the latest trends. We need to be aware and observant of how quick consumer behavior changes with every changes of the situation with the COVID, as we see the rise and the low peaks of the infection. So consumer behavior will change quickly. So what we know as a marketer before, may no longer be relevant. So our traditional strategy before may no longer be effective, or it may just be too expensive now that we have to cut away all necessary costs in order for a company to sustain. Like in the travel industry, we have been closed off for many months, so we just couldn't afford marketing our products the way that we used to. So if we need to move towards digital marketing, so we have to do it. It is more effective to do it. So, and we have to recognize opportunity that arises from this crisis. Say if before your company only focuses on outbound travel or bringing inbound customers, so when you never done domestic travel before, so you should start looking into domestic travel now, because that is where your business will start to kick in again before the international travel will follow later. But most importantly, do talk to other people. You can talk to the seniors in the industry, but again, you have to be brave to try new things and be resilient. That's most important.
All right, thank you so much for that sharing. I think it's very well said. Every crisis brings opportunity as well. Right. So, can I ask Santiago, like, according to you, what progress are you seeing in terms of market growth after lifting MCU? And do you have any figures to share in terms of sales in your organization?
Unfortunately, I do not have any exact figures to show, but I can let you know that yes, we're having a very big growth now since the MCO was lifted in Malaysia, especially for weekend travel to destinations like I mentioned for KL, Ipoh, Malacca, Penang, and we are seeing a very big growth globally. Whenever the country opens for domestic, we're seeing, well, it's not more than before, but it's certainly a breath of fresh air and oxygen that comes to everybody. But so much so that as a company, we're investing on acquiring 10,000 new more hotels on secondary and tertiary destinations in specific countries to cover that demand. Countries like US or Canada or Mexico or UK, where we see that there is such big demand increase for places that we'd never contracted before because we were focusing on international tourism. And now that we need to focus on a more domestic one, we see that there's places that they want to go to that we still don't have that product. So that's why we're having 10,000 more hotels to contract during this period to cover that demand.
All right, thank you so much. And then what are your predictions for 2021, like 2021? Any predictions?
My predictions are that domestic and short haul will be king, at least till mid-2021. It will take a while longer to really get all that mid and long-haul international flights resumed until the levels of confidence are really restored among the global population. And also, the way we travel will change, making us all really more health conscious when making decisions of where to travel, as well as eco-conscious. Now we're putting both things together, health conscious and eco-conscious. And also, I foresee that the newly implemented operating procedures industry-wide to ensure that health and well-being of the traveler will become something standard. So they won't be taken back anymore. It will be something standard in the industry that will be moving forward.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing. Absolutely right, what you've said. Okay, so let me move on to one. How important is digitalization at this point? Can you share your thoughts on that?
Okay. Well, to all my friends out there in the industry, if you haven't already gotten on board the digitalization flight, you need to get on board now. Okay, it is so important. I can't emphasize enough how important it is for your company's survival and continuity. The rise of online travel information was one of the factors for the demise of Thomas Cook, a 178 years old travel company, and we don't want that to happen to us too. So there was a survey on domestic travel in Malaysia, where about 88% people online preferred booking online platform compared to walking in, to a travel agent. So in Malaysia alone, there are 22 million Facebook users, 12 million Instagram users, 5 million on LinkedIn. Globally, there are 2 billion monthly users of YouTube. In the MCO, people are staying at home. What are they doing? They are using their phone, they're checking videos, So a lot of people are watching videos. So that's where customers are. They're at home, they're not outside. So you need to reach out to them. So do anything you can to go digital, So even if you're not an OTA, it's fine, but your promotion needs to be digital in order for you to reach out, and because it's also cost effective. So if you are new to digital, there are a lot of resources out there, free learning platforms for you. You can Google it. You can go to Google Digital Garage. You can learn a lot of things about SEO, SEM. You can Google your business. You go to Google My Business. And the Malaysian government, MDEC, has actually provided a platform for free training. It's actually, it's lms.go-ecommerce.my. So it's go-ecommerce.my. So please go there, register. I'm not promoting them. I'm not getting anything, but there are a wealth of training in there, which is being paid or subsidized or paid for by the government for you to embark on from offline to online businesses to digital marketing. So learn and don't miss out on this, because it's not going away. It's not going away. Digitalization is not going away. It's our new normal now. So don't miss out.
I wholeheartedly agree with you, Mahsuri.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Very well said. Thank you for that sharing. Right. So Santiago, what are the collaborative opportunities you have for the industry players with your company?
Well, thank you for that question. There's we have 3 different sections to talk with. So we have the tourism boards, which they can partner with us in doing marketing campaigns, digital marketing campaigns to target these travel agencies in a digital way to increase that amount of travelers and educate them. So that is one. Then if we're looking at our suppliers, hotels, if they're not working with us yet, please call us, get in touch with us, and one of our market managers can set up your account so that we can open your hotel to all these 60,000 different travel companies worldwide that want to book your hotel. And if you already have an account, then please get in touch with your account manager as I'm sure that they will be very happy to have a discussion with you on how to optimize your strategy and your pricing, your availability, how to better focus it for the new demand. And if we're looking at clients, likewise, if you haven't worked with us yet, please get in touch with us to get access to all these 180,000 hotels worldwide that can improve or increase your offer to your end consumer. And for those that already have a connection with us, that are working with us, get in touch with your account managers so that they can let you know all the new offers that we're having every week for different hotels domestically. And as soon as the new we start opening to new markets, there's going to be increased special offers for those new markets. So those are the three ways that we can cooperate together.
All right, thank you so much for that. Yeah, so basically we are running short of time. It's already 1 hour. So any final words, Juan, before you go?
Well, I just want first and foremost to thank you again, PC, for this opportunity, and it has been great. I enjoyed having Santiago as well for a good discussion. But so it's and I also want to thank everyone who stayed throughout this show. And my last word is, if you don't join the digitalization, what are you going to do? Yeah. What are you going to do? What are you waiting for? So, and I wish everyone all the best, and I wish all my friends, all the travel industry players, all the best. And I hope you have your comeback will be sooner than expected. Your company will return back to where it used to be sooner than expected. And I wish everyone in Malaysia also to be safe and healthy and free, to have a nation free of COVID-19. So please, everyone, follow the SOPs so that we can all get ready for a better world with the new norm. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Juan. Thank you so much, first of all, for taking time and sharing your thoughts and ideas with us. I'm sure everyone has actually get a lot of benefits from what you have shared. So we'll be seeing you back again in another show, or online or offline. So see you soon. Thank you so much. Yeah, Juan.
Thank you.
All right. So Santiago, any final words? Yeah.
Well, I want to make a bit of a recap. I see that Atan Mais is making some questions yet about the opportunities that travel agents have. They say that the opportunities are becoming less and more like dinosaurs. I think that the opportunities are increasing, as you can offer something unique that nobody else can. That package with the experience, not just a hotel, sell a hotel, but package it with an enticing experience. Same for domestic. You have you can sell a hotel for a domestic and then pack it together with an experience that nobody else can, and make it very affordable, and put it on the digital media. Do that effort to invest on becoming digital and show it on Instagram, show it that package that you're doing, and it will attract a lot of attention. And for the travel agents, I've made a note of 4 different areas that they can differentiate themselves in. Make travel specialized for elderly people. That's something unique that will get a lot of attention. Same as for medical that we were seeing, or for families, or become a specialist in adventure travel. And that will bring you that business that at the moment maybe you're missing because your offer is very generic. So yes, that would be the last words that I have. And again, thank you very much for inviting me. I really enjoyed having this conversation with you. And thank everybody that tuned in. And
Thank you, Santiago. And I can see people asking for your contact details. So probably you can go back to the stream and you can reply on the comment box later. So those who need the contact details of both our guests, they will be replying back on your comments on the Facebook page. Yeah. All right. Okay, Santiago, thank you so much for joining us, and have a good evening. See you soon.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. So friends, we had an amazing learning session with our guests on the topic today, and their views, knowledge have been extremely helpful for all of us. I'm going to give you 3 tools, let's say approaches any travel business should adopt to be successful in the digital landscape. First one is focus on your customers, not on the channels. Previously, the travel industry's approach on distribution was to keep all their offers uniform all across the channels. The products would be the same across agents, aggregators, and direct channels. And now the travel companies have identified that different customer segments have different requirements. So customize your products. That's a must. The second one is the era of big data. I'm sure all of us keep hearing about big data. The travel industry has access to vast amount of consumer data. Companies can identify everything from what customer is looking for, and most of the businesses are not able to manage their own data properly. So it is very important for you to learn how to manage your data, or you can probably hire a professional who know how to manage it for you. And the third point is the master the entire customer experience. We need to go beyond customer satisfaction. We call it as customer ecstasy. So it is one step ahead of satisfaction. And customers' relationship with a company begins as soon as they become aware of your brand. Equally, the relationship doesn't end at the point of sales as well. So every interaction from that point is an opportunity for you to build loyalty and secure the future sales. So if you have understood these points, and if you are practicing it, I think you will be soon a market leader on the digital space. So we at Teen Media always encourage industry players to take your business on a digital landscape. So those who want to know how digital your business is at this point of time, you can do a quick digital health check right now, right here. I think some of us will share a link there. Probably you can just ask our digital team if you need any further assistance. You can just go to the link and fill up the details. You probably get a quick assess on how digitalize your business at this point of time. So I believe today's session was informative to all of you. Upcoming sessions will cover more segments from the industry, like MICE players, convention bureaus, tourism departments, online travel agents, technology providers, and special interest tour segments, etc. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for daily dose of travel news and industry updates, please like and share this page with your friends and your colleagues from the industry. So thank you so much for joining us today. Looking forward to see you again on our next show. Do write to us. Let us know what you like to hear from us, what subject you like us to take up on our next show. Thank you so much. And till then, goodbye.